We do this every week. We look ahead to the following week and preview the movie that's coming up. Now, of course, we are in the middle of October, and next week we're basically going to be at, it's not quite Halloween weekend because Halloween this week, I don't think it falls on a week. It falls like on a Monday, right?
On a Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. So
lame.
it's not ideal, but I sometimes in some neighborhoods people will go like trick or treating on the weekend instead of like waiting till Tuesday. Yeah. But here's the thing, like this is the time of the year where you get a lot of horror movies coming out. We've already had like The Exorcist, A Believer. We've had A Haunting in Venice. Recently, The Haunted Mansion landed on Disney Plus after its run. Goosebumps, the new version is playing on Disney Plus now. And so, of course, the latest horror movie to be coming out is Five Nights at Freddys, which is based on, I believe, like a video game. And it's a movie that, it's not something that they've spent a lot of money on, but it's looking like it's going to make a decent amount of money at the box office. It's going to be creepy. There's going to be plenty of jump scares. If you've seen the trailers, you kind of know what you're in for. What do you guys think about this? Bridget, are you excited to go see Five Nights at Freddy's, or is this something that you'd rather skip?
Well, I probably would rather skip it, but funny thing is my younger sister loved this game when it was popular a couple years ago, so I probably will see it. I know, like, she had her favorite characters were like Chica and Foxy. So I don't know, I'm gonna watch it so I can really get an idea of why she loves it so much.
And then what about you, Angeline?
I didn't know about this movie. I don't know what I signed up for here at Oh So Curious, but apparently I'm going to see a game revived as a movie. I didn't even know.
The premise of this is quite interesting because it like you read the premise on paper and I'm like, this is basically exactly what every horror movie is made of. I just wonder how creative they can get with it.
Right?
Was it? I don't think.
I think it was an app. Like, I think it came out like when I was still in high school. It was like an app that you'd play on your phone, and you're like the security guard trying to escape. It's kind of like a take on Chuck E. Cheese and the animatronic dancers. Yeah. But and I loved Chuck E. Cheese growing up. So I was like, oh my God.
You know why I love Chuck E. Cheese? Because my cousin was horrified of him and would scream and cry and hide under the tables. And I took enjoyment out of that torture. Which is,
yeah.
I think the best way for me to describe
it's really
this,
terrible.
Like it feels like a cross between Night at the Museum, Saw, and like every other jump scare based horror movie.
But it's like an animated movie, right?
No, it's live action.
Oh, it is?
This is live action. I think the poster and the the poster might make it seem like it's
nice.
They do. I think it's CGI.
No, it's not. It's live action. Am I wrong about that?
I thought the characters were CGI, but everyone else is real. Maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, some of the. I think if you watch the trailer, they do have a good amount of animatronics going on, which kind of plays into.
No, he's right. It's live action.
It kind of plays into the whole concept.
Action.
Yeah,
it's people. There are people. The poster made me think it was like an animated movie, and I was like,
"Yeah,
Halloween? Why?" But yeah, no, it's a live action movie. Oh, it looks creepy, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so now I'm kind of excited.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, this is the kind of movie where I think it's just different enough from your average. What feels like it's gonna be a lot of jump scare based horror. Well, there's a little more to the setup that I'm just interested enough that
I had the biggest crush on Josh Hutcherson when I was in middle school, so it's gonna be nice getting to see him come back. We've got Matthew Lillard, which he's hilarious, and there's a couple other people in this movie, but it's mainly Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard. So.
You know what I do find interesting, though, is not too long ago, Willy's Wonderland came out with Nick Cage, and that was also kind of like very similar concept, animatronic, haunting. He goes into the arcade or whatever. So I always thought like, oh, this is like the story based off of Five Nights at Freddy's. So it's interesting now that they're coming out with the official movie. So
this is, and of course, Jason Blum, who's basically the king of horror these days. This is, of course, under his umbrella. and as was The Exorcist Believer, and so Universal is distributing the movie. The bad sign about this film is this movie is also going to be released on Peacock day and date. So you can watch this at home or you can go watch it in theaters. That usually is a sign that the movie's not very good. Otherwise, they wouldn't like put it out on streaming at the same time. So that's my only concern, is the fact that they decided to do this at a time when, you know, theaters seem to be going all in to like doing theatrical runs, like including like Apple, for example. So I worry about that a little bit because, of course, like I think the last Halloween movie also ended up in a similar trajectory, and we all know how that turned out. It wasn't a very good movie.
Yeah. If I have the option to watch it at home, I'm gonna watch it at home.
Yeah, and I think that might be the reason. Either they saw that this movie wasn't gonna perform very well. Who knows? Maybe Taylor Swift will, you know, have a record-breaking second weekend hold at the box office, and they were thinking that was the reason why they wanted to put it out on streaming at the same time. Or it could be partly that it's a reflection of the quality or the lack thereof of the film itself. I certainly hope that it's at least worth our time, because I've seen a few movies this year that honestly, I was wondering like maybe I should have. Why did I even decide? Maybe I should have picked a different movie. There's a John Cena movie coming out this weekend too. I'm like, like it's called Freelancer, I think, or Freelance. Like he's basically like this contractor, like he's like a bodyguard or some kind, like or not a bodyguard, but he gets into the situation where he has to then protect somebody and take them through this harrowing escape from some place. But it sounds like a nice action adventure film, which if you're not going to watch a horror, if you don't want to dance to the tune of Taylor Swift's music, then maybe you can, you know, go watch that instead. But guys, let us know in the comments below what you think. Are you looking forward to going to see Five Nights at Freddy's? I talked to Roland a few weeks ago, and he did a whole preview of the fall horror movies, and he's a big, you know, horror fan. So he was curious, he was interested, and I'll see if I can, you know, get him on the show to talk about his opinion.
Yeah, we missed Roland. It's been a long time.
Yeah. So guys, let us know in the meantime, like, what do you think? If you have already gone to see Five Nights at Freddy's, let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. If you are looking forward to it, let us know. And if you're going to skip it, let us know. And let us know if you watch it in theaters or if you go see it on Peacock, like, because that's going to be a very interesting narrative, I'm sure, in regards to like how much this movie makes at the box office. So of course, let us know in the comments, all of that and so much more, and like and subscribe if there's anything we missed, if there's any birthdays that you'd like to tell us about. Maybe when was Josh Hutcherson, you know, when was he born? We know Taylor Swift's birthday, thanks to you guys. So get down in the comments below.
Are you asking me that? I don't know that.
And no, I'm asking the people in the comments. Like, you know, tell us all those you know, spicy details. But until next week.
What's the two people? Let us know.
Yes, the birthdays are the thing that we like to among other things, of course. Yeah, and hopefully next week we'll have some resolution on things like the SAG strike, maybe some good news there, and that might have a knock-on effect with a bunch of movies like the Bike Riders. Maybe we'll get back on the release schedule, and then I'm sure you'll hear more about DC topics, whether it's James Gunn with something, and hopefully even on things like Daredevil and the Fantastic Four, or other projects that are being delayed due to the strike. But until next week, guys, go out there, enjoy the movies, and then come back here next week and we'll talk all about it. Bridget, Angelina, it was fantastic having you guys on. The first time we had you guys on together, so I'm glad we made the introduction. So maybe more to come in the future then. All right, so we'll talk to you guys next week.